This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, band camp is a crazy time of year for high school bands, but the Marching Cougars took some time out of their busy schedules to do some good. That story and more next. Welcome to a new week of FYI. I'm Ken Kara, and we begin with news headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. The search is on for two suspects who robbed a hometown store at gunpoint this morning. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, Rush Township Police responded to Radio Shack at 45 Plaza Drive in hometown just before 11 a.m. for an armed robbery. A male employee was reportedly bound with tape and left in a back room during the incident. The two male suspects, one with a handgun, stole an unknown amount of merchandise. They were described as wearing baggy jeans, sweatshirts, and winter-type hats, and one of the men had dreadlocks. Now, anyone with information on the armed robbery in hometown this morning is asked to contact Rush Township Police by calling 911. Hazleton police are looking for a masked gunman who robbed Kentucky Fried Chicken late last night. It happened just before 10:30 p.m. According to police, a man armed with a handgun entered the restaurant on East Broad Street in Hazleton and demanded money from the employees. After obtaining an undetermined amount of cash, he fled in an unknown direction. The suspect is described as a dark-skinned male with a medium build, approximately 5 feet 10 inches tall. He was wearing a ski mask, black hooded sweatshirt, blue jeans, and was carrying a backpack. No employees were injured during the robbery, and anyone with information is asked to contact Hazleton Police. Another armed robbery happened in the city over the weekend. It too involved a man wearing a ski mask, and it happened around 3:30 Saturday morning in the area of 4th and North Laurel Streets. This time, the suspect wearing a ski mask stepped out in front of a vehicle and ordered the driver out of the car. The masked gunman then fired 2 shots into the front of the vehicle and fled. The driver of the car was not injured. Anyone with information is again asked to contact Hazleton Police, and you can do that by dialing 911. Who would assault a 94-year-old woman? Hazleton police are looking for the person who did just that. According to police, the 94-year-old victim was found assaulted inside her own home in the 200 block of Muir Avenue. She was discovered around 12:30 Friday afternoon. The victim was treated on the scene by paramedics from APTS, transferred to Lehigh Valley Hospital in Hazleton, and later flown to a trauma center. Hazleton police were assisted by the Pennsylvania State Police Forensic Services Unit and Criminal Investigation Division. The investigation is continuing. And again, anyone with information, you can contact the Hazleton Police by calling 911, and all calls will be held in confidence. Residents were evacuated last night from the Freeland Senior Apartments in Freeland. It happened around 7:30 p.m. after a resident noticed cracks in the wall. The evacuation was done as a precaution until an engineer could evaluate the building today. That was done, and as a result, residents were allowed to return to all but 6 apartments. Residents from those apartments will be allowed back once repairs are made. In other news, or over the weekend actually, let's start there, the Hazleton Area High School Marching Cougars made a house call. The band visited a member of their family, Aaron Leshko, who's ill, and they visited him to lift his spirits. Leshko was with the band for 3 years as part of the percussion section. The band filled the air in the borough of McAdoo with music on Sunday.
A lot of the kids embraced him and enjoyed his presence in the group. Unfortunately, he's not feeling very well, but the kids wanted to get out there and support him 100% as part of our band family, as part of the group, because he's an integral part of the whole team.
The Standard Speaker has a great story on the band and their visit to McAdoo, and you can view that at standardspeaker.com. We'll have more on the Marching Cougars this week when we visit band camp. And in other news, the Monterey City Police Department is starting a new citywide crime prevention initiative. The Dog Walker Watch program is sponsored by the National Association of Town Watch. The program trains residents who are out walking their dogs to report suspicious activity.
The purpose of the Dog Walker Watch program is to teach citizens what's suspicious, how to report it, what things to look for, and what we would need to act upon that, and how to call and let us know about that. It involves a 1-hour training program where we teach these things, and then they can call and report suspicious activities.
The training session for those interested in participating in the program will be held on September 2nd at 6 p.m. at East Center Street in Monterey City. That's 20 East Center Street in the city. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the Wings of Freedom display and its third visit to the Hazleton Municipal Airport. The living history display of World War II fighter planes is made possible by the Collings Foundation. The planes arrived earlier today and they will be on display again tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and on Wednesday from 9 a.m. until noon. They will then leave for Belmar, New Jersey. For more information or to see the flight schedule, you can go to collingsfoundation.org. Here's some news from the desk of the Hazleton Area School District. All Hazleton Area High School, School District, Elementary, Middle School, they will hold their kindergarten orientation on Thursday, August 21st at 9 a.m. Parents and guardians should check school websites or contact their local school for additional orientation dates and times. Coming up on FYI, we'll talk traffic with PennDOT in preparation for Labor Day weekend. And in sports, the Hazleton Area Lady Cougars soccer team helps me out with a project and talks about their upcoming season.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
It's Monday and we're back at Core Fitness. I'm Christy Book. I'm one of the managers here and a certified personal trainer. And today we're going to talk about what you should be doing or what you should not be doing during pregnancy. I have my friend Christy Panzarella here. She's one of our members. And as you can tell, she's a little bit pregnant. So, Christy, what did you do before you were pregnant as far as exercise?
Before I was pregnant, I attended here at Core Fitness and I came to a lot of the classes, most of what you teach and all of the other instructors. And I've done most of what I've done before now in my pregnancy. I thought it was very important to stay with that.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel now that you're still exercising? Do you see any changes in your body or things that you are uncomfortable doing? In class, I see her. She hasn't really missed a step. So is there anything that you feel different?
It's definitely a little bit different. Cardio, I would say, is a little bit different when you're pregnant. It's just a lot. You could feel the baby, and you just have to be very, very careful with jumping and whatnot. But that's really the only thing. I mean, it was very important for me to stay fit during my pregnancy and to not let that drift behind of how far I got before.
Great. Being pregnant is not an excuse. So the only thing that Christy does differently than everybody else in class is that she doesn't lay on her back for ab exercises anymore. We modify everything for her so that she's still getting that abdominal workout, which she needs, but she's not lying on her back and compressing on the umbilical cord and reducing the amount of oxygen or blood flow that the baby can get. So I'm going to have her sit down and I'm going to show her two stretches that are going to help with her pelvic floor. And you're going to put your feet together and hands underneath your feet. And you're just going to press down and you're going to keep your spine nice and straight. And while she's doing this, even though she's got a baby in there, she can still contract her abdominals and keep everything nice and tight. And you're going to sit up. And you never want to hold your breath while you're pregnant either. So she'll be breathing through the stretches. And one more time, forward. Nice and straight through the spine. And then up. Good. Now the second one is a Taylor press where she's going to place her hands underneath her knees and she's going to push up against her knees while her knees are pushing down. Okay, so that's going to strengthen her pelvic floor and also through her hips. Again, her posture is nice and tall. And while she's doing these, Janine and I had spoken previously about Kegel exercises. Typically you lay on the floor to do an extra pelvic lift. Christy can do these just sitting in the car. So 5 times a day, hold that Kegel tight for 10 to 20 seconds and release. And that's going to help with her bladder control. That will help with her delivery. So she's doing the best thing for her and her baby, and she's already got a great start on getting back to where she was before. All right, next week we'll talk about the boot camp that we offer here at Core Fitness, and we'll see you next Monday.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
It was so bright this afternoon you had to wear shades. Now, I did have my first pumpkin ale over the weekend. Some people are very excited about that and others just aren't ready. I hope everyone's ready for our local forecast from the National Weather Service tonight. Expect a partly cloudy night. The low will be 57. There will be a calm wind. Here's the extended forecast. For our Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high near 75. Tuesday night, 20% chance of showers. Then from From there all the way to Friday, it's about 50% chance of showers during the day and night. The rest of the way Wednesday, the high 73, the low 62. Thursday, we'll get up to 74, 59 the low. And then on Friday, again, that 50% chance of rain and showers, thunderstorms, the high 74, the low 57.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazelton. Treat yourself today.
It won't be long now until the Labor Day holiday is upon us. Today I'm pleased to be joined by Mike Toludo, who is the Safety Press Officer for the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. Mike, I guess you have important information for travelers and pedestrians over the Labor Day holiday. What are some of the safety tips that you have for us?
Well, to start out, the summer's over already. But no, the safety is, as we always say every holiday, is to drive safely and to not drink and drive. Local police departments will be out enforcing DUI, and nobody wants to get a DUI. And we want you to wear your seatbelt. And also do not text and drive. They're the three major things that we're really promoting: is do not drink and drive, do not text and drive, and wear your seatbelt.
Very good advice any time of the year, not just for the Labor Day holiday. And September is car seat month. So what does that mean for PennDOT?
Well, during the month of September is National Car Seat Month. We want to have, there'll be several checks where people could get their car seat checked. And make sure it's properly installed. We want to have children that are safe, especially going back to school. And we also found out that if you live a block away from your school, they just throw the kid in the front seat, your child in the front seat. Well, you really have to be in even if you're going a mile, a block, you have to have the proper child care seat. So during the month of September, we want to make people aware of that issue. They'll make sure they have their children in the right car seats.
And you're talking about the start of school. With schools, going back into session, some already back in session. What advice do you have for people when they encounter a school bus or kids walking to school?
Just to follow the rules and make sure that you don't pass a bus, and just be aware that now, starting in September, that there'll be more traffic on the road, kids, especially in the morning hours and in the afternoon when school gets out. So I just want to make sure everybody gets safe, that we have no issues, and even if the children are walking to school, to make sure they follow the rules.
If people are unfamiliar or maybe need a little refresher, is there a place they can go, maybe to PennDOT's website or what, to get information on the rules?
Absolutely. There's a website called Just Drive PA, and that has all the information on every topic from senior driving, to school bus safety, pedestrian safety. All the issues are on justdrivepa.com.
All right, good advice, not only for this time of the year, but for all year round. Buckle up, don't drink and drive, and watch out for those school buses.
Pumpkin ale, school buses, hashtag too soon? Don't know. On tonight's community calendar, Surviving Together, the American Cancer Society Greater Hazelton Unit Support Group. They will meet on Thursday, September 4th at 6 p.m. at Perkins Family Restaurant on Route 309 in Hazelton. The guest speaker will be Jennifer Parker, and she will talk about holistic care, helping people work toward improving their health. All cancer patients, survivors, and their families are encouraged to attend, and you can call Laureen at 454-4598, or you can call 427-8222 to make a reservation. And now here's your midday winning lottery numbers from the Pennsylvania Lottery. The Daily 981, the Big 4 1768, Quinto 36220, Treasure Hunt 6, 9, 22, 23, and 30. I answer a challenge next on FYI.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
So my buddy Mike Kissenweather challenged me to the ALS challenge, and I accept every challenge as long as it has nothing to do with heights or snakes. I am in. Now, my buddy Kiss and I used to play for the Bishop Hafey soccer team, and we used to play right here at Raiders Field against our most bitter rival, the Hazelton area Cougars. There's a great rivalry here in the city of Hazelton. Since then, I've made friends with a lot of Cougars, so it's cool, don't worry. And we're here now with the Hazelton area girls soccer team. They're going to help me out with the challenge, but before we get to it, since I am a journalist, I did some research on ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It's a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord, and it strikes people most commonly between the ages of 40 and 70, and as many as 30,000 Americans have the disease at any given time. Now, if you want to learn more
or to donate, you can go to ALS Association, their website, alsa.org, and make a donation. And if you want to hear a personal story about it, maybe see some of the effects of ALS, and you're a Penn State fan or just a football fan, in Town and Gown's Penn State Annual, there's a great story in there about Adam Brenneman, the Penn State tight end. He actually raised money for ALS. One of the former quarterbacks at his high school is affected by the disease, and it's just a very inspirational story, so check that out. And now, without further ado, it's time to take the Ice Bucket Challenge to raise awareness for ALS. I'm going to be helped out by some of the seniors here on the Hazleton area girls soccer team. I'm just going to put the mic down because I can't ruin anything. So here we go with the ALS Challenge. Just do it. Half of the team took the challenge as well, so you can thank the Lady Cougars for giving of their time. And let's grab two seniors right now. Let's talk about the season a little bit now that the challenge is over. Josie and Haley, let's talk about this. I was calling you Nancy the whole time. I apologize. I was very nervous about the challenge. Haley, you've played goalkeeper. What's it like getting ready for the season right now? Where are you at? What do you kind of work on in the weeks leading up to the first game?
It's very stressful working with the girls, especially some newcomers and my old girls that have been here with me since we were freshmen. It's a lot of stress working with everybody, trying to get everybody to work together. But other than that, we work out as a team, and in the end, we're all family with one another. So it works out good. What's a strength of this team? What do you think you guys are going to be really good at this year? I definitely think our offense is strong. Our defense is strong as well. I feel like we have a lot of strong points, so we'll see where it goes. All right, and you're playing in center mid in the midfield. How's the midfield shaping up? How are you guys looking?
Well, this is our first practice all working together.
So
good.
Yeah, I think we did pretty good today. I'm not going to lie. We did pretty decent. I like us.
What's kind of the personality of this team? You guys close? Are there a lot of seniors? Tell me about the team a little bit in a few sentences.
We are really, really close. We joke around, but when it comes time, like, we get down to it. And yeah, we're just one big family pretty much.
If the women's national team played the U.S. men's national team, who do you think would win? You think it'd be a good game?
Oh, the girls will kick butt, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. In fact, right now we're going to take some look. I always known soccer players rule. They're some of the most interesting people in the world. Look at me, look at them. It's great. Some of the best ALS Ice Bucket Challenges came from soccer players. Here's Alex Morgan of the Portland Thorns from the National Women's Soccer League. Her and one of her teammates, they took part in the Ice Bucket Challenge. You can check that out right now. We're rolling the video. And my favorite team, the LA Galaxy, Robbie Keane. He's an Ireland international. Check out this. He did it in style. Now, he's ripped and has a six-pack. He has the shirt off there, so he's showing off. But he had a good time with his Ice Bucket Challenge, Keno. Remember, soccer players are a good time. Come out, support the Lady Cougars, whether it's here at Raiders Field or over at Maple Manor, forever Bishop Hayfie. To me, ladies, thank you again so much, and good luck on your season.
Now, that was a lot of fun and all for a great cause. And now I challenge some of the Samsung production staff to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and that includes Ron Marchetti. Ron's here to drop some knowledge on us, but maybe on Friday, we'll be dropping some ice on him.
August 18th is today, which means we are in the back half of August. That's the bad news. But the good news is we are 10 days away from the beginning of high school football season. Hi, everybody. This is Trivia Treats. The great Pittsburgh Pirate Hall of Famer Roberto Clemente would have been 80 years old today. And 9 years ago today, golfer Phil Mickelson captured the PGA Championship in Springfield Township, New Jersey. The year was 2005. Also on this very day in 1954, 60 years ago, Jack Harshman of the Chicago White Sox and Al Aber of the Detroit Tigers both pitched complete games during a 1-0 16-inning triumph by the Sox at Comiskey Park in Chicago. Harshman would go on to pitch 32 consecutive scoreless innings over 4 starts in August. Aber will complete a 6-year career in the majors in 1957 without ever throwing a shutout. 22 years ago yesterday in 1992, Kevin Gross of the Dodgers pitched a no-hitter to down the Giants 2-0 at Dodger Stadium. It turned out to be the only no-hitter in the majors in the 1992 season. 28 years ago tomorrow, in 1985, the Red Sox smashed the Indians 24-5 at Municipal Stadium in Cleveland. Boston mustered 12 runs in the 8th inning. 11 of them were 2 out to take an 18-1 lead. 11 straight batters reached base on 4 singles, a double, a grand slam by Tony Armas, and 5 walks. Playing in only his 3rd game with the Red Sox following a trade with the Seattle Mariners, shortstop Spike Owens tied a modern major league record by scoring 6 runs after reaching base on a homer, 3 singles, and 2 walks. Bill Buckner had 5 hits and 6 at-bats that day. The Sox collected 24 hits in all. But the league's leading hitter, Wade Boggs, who was hitting .357, that's what he hit in 1986, what he finished with, went 0 for 5. Also tomorrow, Wilt Chamberlain would have turned 78. And finally, 1 week from this Friday, Hazelton area and Marion will open their football season. Have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you right here on Friday. Till then, be a good sport and stay loose.
Mondays can be rough, but you can end them on a high note. Seafood night at Bottlenecks. Choose from crab, clam, shrimp, and lobster specials, such as their little neck clams in garlic butter, only $1.95 a dozen, or handmade crab cake platter for only $8.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. One announcement for this evening. Zanolini Nursery and Drums will be holding the annual Keystone State Hot and Stinky Garlic Festival on August 23rd and 24th. Come out for a stinking good time featuring food, crafts, wine tasting, music, and also the garlic and pepper eating contest. For info, call 570-788-3152. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Edward Shellhammer of Mountaintop, the McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home will announce complete arrangements. Adolf C. Brugger of Stroudsburg, services are Wednesday at 1 p.m. in the St. Peter and Paul's Lithuanian Roman Catholic Cemetery. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Cora Breyer Jenkins of Lancaster, funeral is Wednesday at noon from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 11 a.m. to noon. The Reverend Larry H. Kreischer of Berwick. Funeral is Wednesday at 11 a.m. in the Bauer Memorial United Methodist Church. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. and Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m. Arrangements are under the direction of the Mayo Funeral Home. Mary T. Manzola of Freeland. Mass is Wednesday at 10 a.m. in the St. Cyril Methodius Parish in Hazelton. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. at the McNulty Funeral Home. And Kimberly A. Briggs Rubaski of Nanticoke. Memorial will be held Tuesday at 7 p.m. at the First Primitive Methodist Church. Friends may call Tuesday from 4 to 7 p.m. Arrangements are by the Davis Dinelli Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazelton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Christopher Yannick of Hazelton. Chris, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-459-9813 to win your free movie.
So today on FYI, we talked about pumpkin ale, school buses, and now this. Tomorrow we will start our football previews on the Sportscast, so get ready for that. We will begin with Monoy area if all goes as planned this evening, so get ready for our football previews for the 2014 season. That's it for tonight. We'll see you on Tuesday. Until then, take it easy, everyone.